Hello everyone, I hope that everyone out there is doing great. So, in today's era, everyone wants to earn money effortlessly, everyone wants to earn money without doing less work or no work. But the question is, how can you earn money without doing anything? It seems impossible or unbelievable. But don't worry about that, as I am here to clear your all doubts. So in today's video, we are going to discuss passive income and how can you earn effortlessly. We all are going to discuss some of the smartest ideas of passive income. So without wasting any time, let's come to the point. What is passive income? Passive profits are profits derived from an apartment property, confined partnership, or different employer wherein someone isn't actively involved. As with energetic profits, passive profits are commonly taxable. However, it's miles regularly handled otherwise with the aid of using the IRS. Let's dive deep into passive income. There are three primary classes of profits: lively profits, passive profits, and portfolio profits. Passive earning consists of income from a commodium property, restricted partnership, or different enterprise wherein someone isn't always actively involved. A silent investor, for example. Proponents of income passive profits have a tendency to be boosters of a work form domestic and be your own boss expert lifestyle. Passive profits have been a notably loosely used time period in the latest years. Colloquially, it's been used to outline cash being earned, often with very little attempt at the part of the man or woman receiving it. Passive profits, while used as a technical time period, are described via way of means of the IRS as either internet condominium profits or profits from an enterprise wherein the taxpayer does now no longer materially participate, and in a few instances can consist of self-charged interest. Whether you're seeking to store up cash for something unique or trying to construct an empire, passive earnings are something that would assist you to attain that goal. The common millionaire is anticipated to have several streams of earning. That doesn't imply several jobs. Most millionaires have discovered extra streams of earning aside from their main stream. Here are some passive earning thoughts that will help you build your private wealth. 1. Make money from daily activities. Earn cash via ways of means of redeeming cash to your normal purchases. When you operate swag bucks, you earn factors for buying you're already doing online from locations like Amazon, Walmart, and Starbucks. Plus, earn more factors for looking at motion pictures, approximately quite a few topics, surfing the net, and answering surveys. You can then redeem the ones factors for present playing cards in your preferred shops or get coins returned through PayPal. Just like swag bucks, the Insta dollar, you may earn residual earnings for doing stuff online which you already do, even though you're furthermore may receive a commission for doing a greater variety of obligations which you do with swag bucks, like checking electronic mail and gambling games. Overall, the idea and praise systems are almost identical. With Insta dollars, you do get a join up bonus. However, you won't be capable of gathering it until you build up a $30 really well worth of rewards. 2. Make your car work for you. Another day-by-day pastime you may grow to be passive earnings is riding. If you're already riding around to run errands, why now no longer choose up a passenger or two? Driving your automobile with Uber will assist you making cash via way of means of riding human beings to their assigned destination. You can also region commercials to your automobile to earn cash at the same time as you're riding around. It may even make cash while your automobile isn't always getting used at the same time as you're on excursion, visiting, or simply at some stage in a normal work day. With an app like Get Around, you may make lots of green bucks via ways of means of renting out your automobile at the same time as you're now no longer the use of it. Plus, Get Around automobile proprietors get the first-rate parking spots in the city, a $50 month-to-month credit store to lease anything car they prefer, and $1 million in number one coverage. 3. Get a high-yield saving account. Online banks have begun out to provide attractive hobby costs which can assist earn cash for your financial savings. With CIT Bank, you may get a 1.55% go back to your financial savings. It isn't always cash you're going to get wealthy from, however, it's miles lose cash. And because there aren't any month-to-month fees, that's a double win from CIT Bank. An opportunity alternative is Discover. Like CIT Bank, Discover gives aggressive costs to their financial savings accounts. The massive perk with Discover is that there's no minimal starting balance. 4. Rent out room in your house. If you've got a spare bedroom, you may lease out your room through Airbnb. It is absolutely as much as you while the room is available, what the day-by-day charge is, and you're making the guidelines on your guest. An extremely good manner to make cash at the same time as you're on an excursion or out of the city is renting your entire region on Airbnb. It will possibly sense bizarre leaving your area with inside the palms of strangers. However, happily Airbnb as much as $1 million of coverage in case something is going wrong. There's additionally a scoring system so that you can overview the renter's recognition earlier than allowing them to lease your region. 5. Invest in crowdfunded real estate. With simply $500, you may begin making an investment in an actual property through a starter portfolio from Fundrise. You get to take the benefit of a REIT, actual property funding trust, with extra flexibility and probably excessive returns. Performing reviews imply that you'll get a return of 12.25% of your preliminary funding. Another crowdfunding actual property platform to don't forget is Reality Share. It is just like Fundraise, however, the minimal funding is $500. With this platform, there's extra manage and you're allowed to pick what homes you need to make investments in place of counting in the overall performance of the complete portfolio. If you pick both of these options, hold in thoughts that because they may be personal budget and now no longer public shares, you won't be capable of without problems liquidate your fundings and get entry to your coins proper away. Your investments may be tied up everywhere from 6 months to 5 years. However, you'll maximize probably nevertheless get holds month to month or quarterly bills relying on which funding possibility you get. 6. Invest in dividend-paying stocks. Investing in shares that pay quarterly dividends is the oldest and one of the first-rate approaches to generate passive earnings. Let's say you purchase stocks of Colgate-Palmolive inventory. When you purchase shares, the fee is probably to ruse over time. You'll receive a commission for every proportion of inventory you own. Over the beyond 7 years, Colgate-Palmolive has paid between $0.34 and $0.68 every zone for each unmarried proportion owned via means of stockholders. If you're seeking to broaden a lengthy time period funding strategy, you would possibly need to reinvest one dividends. However, if you're strictly searching out passive earnings, you do nicely to coins the one's dividends. If you're new to making an investment, Ally Invest has loose guides that will help you have a higher understanding. If you would really like the steering of economic advisors, you simply want preliminary funding of at least $25,000 to get expert assistance for as low as $0.62 in keeping with the month. 7. Peer-to-peer lending. If you need a better than common go-back charge to your funding and would really like to sense that you're contributing to society, don't forget to turn into part of the Lending Club. The Lending Club takes your funding and makes use of it to assist human beings to borrow to begin a business, consolidate debt, and pay for clinical care. 8. Affiliate marketing. With associate marketing, you can earn a fee via ways of means of selling a product. The product you sell online needs to be something you recognize approximately and which you agree with its excessive quality. There are some approaches to get began out as an associate. You can both shape an associate dating immediately with a particular employer and through a fee platform just like Commission Factory, Reware Style, or Share a Sale. You can also join up an Amazon associate. So how do you get began out? You'll want a weblog. When you've got a web presence, you've got an area of provide tips and proportion your expertise approximately products. This is an important part of associate marketing. Having a weblog opens you as much as all types of sales streams. Not best are you able to earn passive earnings online with associate commissions, however you may additionally make cash on advertising too. 9. Create and sell an online course. Perhaps you've got positive expertise and Excel talent degree with a selected topic. You can use those abilities which you have earned at some stage in a completely lengthy profession to make you cash. You can create a web direction to educate something from algebra to the guitar on systems like Udemy or Teachable. The first-rate element approximately this passive earning concept is that when you do the preliminary paintings of pulling in your direction, you'll hold to receive a commission while human beings take it. When you have a loss on the passive interest, most effective passive interest income may have their deductions offset in place of the earnings as a whole. It could be prudent to make certain that every one of your passive sports has been labeled that way. If you want to make the maximum of the tax deduction, these deductions are allotted of the following tax year and are implemented in an inexpensive way that takes under consideration the following year's profits or losses. To keep time and effort, you could organize or greater passive sports into one large interest, supplied U-shape, a suitable financial unit in keeping with the IRS. When you do this as an alternative of getting to another fabric participation in a couple of sports, you most effectively ought to offer it to the interest as a whole. In addition, in case you consist of a couple of sports in a single organization and ought to remove one of these sports, you've most effectively performed way with part of the bigger interest in place of all of a smaller one. The organizing percept in the back of the grouping is distinctly simple. If the sports are placed within inside the identical geographical area, if the sports have similarities within inside the varieties of business, or if the sports are in some way interdependent. For instance, in the event that they have identical customers, employees, or use an unmarried set of books of accounting, for example, you owned a pretzel save and sneaker save placed in shops in each monetary Caliph or Amarillo, Texas, you have four alternatives for a way to the organization's their passive earnings. Grouped into one interest, all companies have been purchasing shops, grouped with the aid of using geography, monetary, and Amarillo, grouped with the aid of using form of business, retail income of pretzels and shoes, or they may continue to be ungrouped. So that's it for today's video. Please watch our playlist on dropshipping cryptocurrency if you haven't watched yet, where I explain everything about it. Friends, do not forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon and click notification, all for more amazing videos, and do leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll be back with some more mind-blowing contents in the next video. Till then, bye.